Hi, Manu. Hi, Kristina. Maybe just to get people a little bit of a feel for who you are, can you just quickly say who you are and what you do?
Yeah, so Kristina and I are not only a couple in private life, but founders of Nomadi, which is a rental platform for toys and children's equipment.
When we first got talking, you were eyeing a fundraise, right? So maybe can you tell me a little bit about, before we started working together, what were some of the issues that you guys had around fundraising, and what did that situation feel like?
We went back and forth with whether to do or not to do a fundraise. We had already conducted operations for 3 years, bootstrapped the company until this point, and we had several events where we had asked ourselves whether or not to do a fundraise. And I think we still weren't really there when we first talked. That was the first thing really that you did for me or for us to help structure the structure the process of making the decision, and then even structuring the process of setting up a fundraise. So if I'm being totally honest, I think we were only like 80% convinced we were about to do a fundraise when we first spoke. I wouldn't say we didn't take it seriously, but at least we were still questioning.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I get that. I know you were eyeing pitching on German Shark Tank, right?
The production firm, they had reached out to us asking whether we wanted to be part of the show. And at first, I think we weren't even sure we would want to do that, but probably within the first week or so of us working together, we came to the conclusion that that's the good step to take.
What changed in that week?
I'd say we came to the conclusion that it's, after all, good exercise. Like the
It was a mixture between an exercise and also a good starting point to kickstart the whole process. Not expecting anything from it, but yeah, with all the pressure of performing in this setting, we had a deadline. We had a clear deadline. Because of this deadline, we had clear tasks to accomplish and homework to do, and stories to set up, etc.
Okay, yeah, that I was just going to ask. Once you decided that fundraising was the way to go, what were your goals for it?
For the fundraise process, or for
generally for the fundraise? What were the things that you thought, okay, we need to improve this or that?
I guess when we first started talking, we had too many goals, and we had to first structure those. So we were like, okay, we need a pitch deck. We haven't worked on that for a year. We need a story. We need insights. We need maybe even introductions. So I think we were expecting too much, but not from you, but from ourselves.
Okay, understood. So what did we start work on together? What were, like, in your, how you remember it, the big blocks that we worked together, things that weren't in place before that maybe were after?
We had this really weak founder story of us sitting on the couch, coming up with the idea, and then going for it. But all the events that had happened prior to that in our lives, and everything that finally led up to us founding Nomadi, we had blocked that out, and you helped. You absolutely helped unpacking that. And,
okay, anything else comes to mind?
Even putting it, creating a story out of it, a tangible, convincing, good story.
Nice. Did you? I know you used that story in your fundraise. What did it achieve?
I know that I'm far more convincing now that I've understood the story myself.
Did you get a deal on Shark Tank? Isn't that
we did,
feedback?
we did. And I know that. I mean, the feedback there was that we were super impressive and super convincing and authentic. And especially, I think, with that authentic aspect, we could only develop that because we had done the work with you before.
Okay, anything else come to mind we worked on, that things you saw a certain way that you ended up seeing a different way, something that changed through working together?
Yeah, I'd say we were super blurry, is that even a word, in everything, and didn't know what we had, what to focus on, what's the real value proposition, what angle we want to take with our pitch, which investors or what kind of investors to attract or to approach, all of that. And so within the first sessions, you helped us to see what we have. I really like the aspect that you weren't sweet talking us in any way, but rather say, no, that's not a thing. You should focus on this. This is really something that clicks with investors.
Yeah, no, we put a lot of work into your Q&A, right? Especially for Shark Tank, we went through a lot of possible objections, I feel like.
I was about to mention that because that was something that was that we were feedback that we were super impressive during the Q&A, and we even started lecturing other on, no, you have to come up, if you ask that and that question, you have to come up with the number first, then you give the context, and then you give perspective.
I love that. That's great. Okay, cool. So if you compare the situation, how you felt before about fundraising, before we worked together, and how you felt about it afterwards, after we worked together, what changed in how you approach it or how you feel about it?
I do clearly remember after the session, after the first session, that I was really pumped, and instead of seeing this as a task to accomplish, this is something fun. Like, we're in a position to even do this. We have something, well, not to sell, but there is something that is attractive to other people, or to even to investors. And so with this, that's one thing that changed. But the understanding of us as a founders couple and of the company and of our achievements already, and plus a lot of clear guidelines and do's and don'ts that really helped as an anchor.
For me, I'd say it's two things that I can like sense in myself. Is the first part is that I really what really helped me was the specific insights that you gave from the investor's perspective, because I know you have like a proven track record, and that really helped me structure or understand how certain things work. So that was a very practical knowledge that helped me. And the other part was that somehow the training sparked some playful instinct. I learned that this is supposed to be fun. I mean, it's annoying every once in a while. It's hard work, but it's also supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it can be. It's a bit of a game, right? It's if you see it like that, you can play.
And I think this is the main difference, right? You're doing this, or you have like experience from various times that you played this game. For us, it's the first time. And I noticed that next to clarity that you gave us authority, because this is, I mean, you have this authority when you say something. It's okay, we don't question it, and we take this authority and clarity that comes with it in our discussions. And so exactly the advantage that you have from playing several rounds, you like put it on us for our first and hopefully not last round.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's my goal, that you take what I found out and test it for yourself. And well, not everything will work immediately, but some things will, and hopefully a lot of them. And then you build a skill and the confidence because you get the feedback back. Oh, that stuff really does work. Right. Yeah, that's great. So what would you recommend to other people who are sort of in this on the fence right now? Should they do it? Should they not do it?
I mean, after all, we made the decision to invest not only in the business but in ourselves. So it was clear that whatever the outcome of the round would be or the process would be, we would have learned something that would also help us outside of the company or outside of the business.
I'd like to add, it's not that we didn't have the money then, but of course we were short on money and on time, and we didn't know whether or not it was a wise invest of the two. But we were convinced after our first meeting, investing in ourselves. But especially this point made it so valuable because this is something you don't do that often, and it feels great. It feels amazing. You are super sharp in the sessions. This really levels up the engagement that we brought into this, and felt like really investing in ourselves to a level that we never did before. Money well spent, well invested.
Okay, great. Well, then last question is just now the round's about to close. The business is growing nicely again. Where do you want to grow Nomadi to? What's the dream?
I'd say I dream of growing Nomadi to be the #1 flexibility hub for parents. So not only the business component or the business aspect, but also the freedom that we can. I think a lot about the freedom that we can give back to parents.
That's awesome. Manu, Kristina, thank you so much.